Hey everyone, Shabby here and welcome back to our next episode of SWE Rising. Another massive one here this evening where we'll crown another brand new champion. The Openweight Champion, to be precise, as Sekimoto, Goto, Elgin and Shibata all collide. But before the big openweight match, we are going to start things off with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Travis Banks. Two guys that also could get themselves in that openweight division at some point. They're very hard-hitting guys. And this will be a very interesting match, sort of spanning two genres of wrestling. These two guys never met before. In the future, who knows? This is a possibility. With, of course, both guys currently being contracted by WWE, of course, in different ways at this point in time. Banks is just part of the UK show, whereas, of course, Nakamura is on the main show. I can't imagine it'll be too long before Banks does make his way somewhere else, though, because he is top quality. Although, it's a sort of double-edged sword for WWE. I think they want to keep a hold of some of the UK talents to stop them being signed up by TNA, World of Sport, all that sort of stuff. So that's why they've got them contracted. But at the same time, they probably want to get them across to NXT to get them trained up and get them ready. But at the same time, again, they don't want to weaken that brand, that NXT UK brand, because obviously it is being put on the network, I believe. It's actually on the network now. I've not actually looked to see if it's on the network yet. I'm going to go on the network on my phone while we're watching this. Just to see if WWE NXT UK is on there. I've got the network on this phone. Yeah, I've got the on here. Right. So we've got a big show for you here this evening. Start things off with this match, like I said, Nakamura versus Travis Banks. Boom. After this one, we're going to see Finn Balor versus Kota Ibushi. Then we've got a massive legendary match here. The Great Muta versus Rey Mysterio Jr. And then, of course, that main event, Shibata, Goto, Elgin, and Sekimoto. So a bit of a longer episode here for you today. I'm sure some people like that. Where are we? Network. Shows. In-ring. NXT UK. I don't see it. I know it's due to be on it at some point, but... Network exclusives. UK. No, not on there as yet. I believe it was supposed to be on here. Is it classed as NXT, maybe? Don't think so. Well, I've got a lot of episodes of NXT to watch. I'm well behind. I've not watched one since New Orleans. That was WrestleMania. I really need to catch up a little bit now, especially as we had the debuts of some big names as well since then. So no, I've got no idea then. I'm sure it's due to be on there at some point. I know they've done a couple of tape-ins recently. Maybe they're looking to build up a bit of a back catalogue first, or maybe they're going to try and just judge how it goes with the crowds and this, that and the other, try and get it all working smoothly before they decide to finally put it on the network. In theory, bloody hell, Shinsuke's entrance is so bloody long, isn't it? Crazy how long it takes. He didn't half milk it, then he bless him. Anyway, yeah, this will be a big one. It's a great chance here for Travis Banks to force his way into a higher echelon of this card. And this is a great opportunity to showcase what he can do. Like I said, we've got some interesting opportunities coming up in the future. Chances for people to prove exactly what they can do. And ones that could also give some unique opportunities, shall we say, in the Lucha Underground style. And that could be won by a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of opportunities, like I said, for anybody. We do plan on having some big, like, 30-man matches at some point, this, that, and the other, that could result in some big championship matches. So it's definitely worth building up your momentum in matches like this. And there's a massive one for Banks. If he wins this, he could potentially put himself into a much higher echelon for the rest of the universe. But if he loses this, he could quite easily just get lost in the pile. This is a big one. This could also be make or break here for Banks. And Nakamura is a big name, so he's probably going to get more opportunities. That's just naturally how it happens. Although Banks is scheduling for a couple more matches in the next few weeks, I must admit. Itami springs to mind. Banks vs Itami. And like I said, there is that big match coming up sooner or later that will be for a championship match. But more on that as we go further on. The hands are shook. The match is about to begin. The bell is rung. Travis Banks versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Yes, a great night here this evening. Finn Balor versus Kota Ibushi. And of course. Great Muta versus Rey Mysterio. And that fatal 4-way elimination for the Openweight Championship. Goto, Sekimoto, Elgin, and Shibata. Or Kiyabata. So it's Banks taking an early control here over Nakamura. With that bear hug and taking him down and just continuing that that grip before sending a knee right into the spine of Shinsuke. A big boot across the face and Shinsuke taking Banks down. And now Shinsuke taking some control in this match. And again, it's a big one for Shinsuke as well. He wasn't involved in the Intercontinental Championship match or the Rising Championship match. So he'll want to force his way into a championship picture at some point. Like I said, it's going to be a bit easier this time because there are a lot more championships knocking around. Yeah, the Rising Intercontinental. We're going to have the United States Championship as well. Would Nakamura be involved in the open weight? I don't know. It's sort of more of a... I don't know. It's an interesting one, the open weight. It's sort of much more for bigger competitors. It's more of a heavyweight. I don't know. It's a weird way to explain the Openweight Championship, isn't it? It sort of is designed for a very specific style, a very stiff wrestler. We'll have to see as we go along. And we will be crowning our first United States champion in the next episode. That's going to be a massive one. That's on Thursday for you. Big match there. Punk, Styles, Omega, and Samoa Joe clash in another Fatal 4-Way. We're loving the Fatal 4-Ways here. Then an episode after that on Saturday, got another Fatal 4-Way for the Junior Heavyweight Championship in a ladder match. Which is quite big. Very interesting indeed. Banks sending Nakamura into the turnbuckle. Nakamura coming out and catching the boot and he's get caught with the enziguri. Banks bringing Nakamura back up to his feet now into the corner. Nakamura now taking Banks down, dropping him spine first. It's a painful maneuver, that one. As Nakamura now, we've seen him win matches with this before. That great release, Regalplex. Now stalking the grounded Travis Banks. Had such a good time in the World Cup with New Zealand. Now getting Kinshasa'd out of his boots. There's the pin. 1, 2, and it's a kick out by Travis Banks. Interesting. I thought there was going to be an easy win there for Nakamura for a moment. It looked like it was going that way. Nakamura dropping the knee right in the face of Banks. And just tripping Nakamura over Banks, and almost like he's got a second wind after being hit by that Kinshasa. Almost like it's just sort of built him up a bit. There's a boot in the gut of Nakamura now into the front chancery as well. Another boot in the gut before taking Nakamura up into a brainbuster. Into a pin of his own. Only a 1 count. Nakamura needs taken down a bit more than that. Nakamura now draping Travis Banks on the top rope before taking him up, dropping him gut first. 2, we're still only a 2 count. Nice takedown there by Travis Banks. It's quite back and forth at the moment. Nice Northern Light suplex by Nakamura, but just too close to the ropes to try and go for the pin. Drops a boot right in the gut instead. Nakamura went for another one of those regal plexes, but Banks flew out the back and hit Nakamura with a chop block. Banks with a suplex. And it is very back and forth, this one. There's great opportunities for both these guys to showcase what they can do. And like I said, you're only going to build on this. You get your momentum, you get stronger, and then in a few weeks' time, when you get an opportunity, you might get yourself a championship match. What happened there? Nakamura sort of bounced out the corner without taking any damage. And again, he's just bouncing out these corners. He's not actually sitting in the... Why is that happening? There's a bit of a glitch here. Is that going to screw Banks over? Because Banks seems quite intent on getting Nakamura in one of these corners. Is he going to try and get a signature or something? Well, here we go. Taking him up into that package. Michinoko driver hooks the leg. I can't see the referee, so I've got no idea. I'm assuming it was a 2 count. It was. And again, another one. Wow. Another big one. And again, I still can't see, but Travis Banks has won it. Wow. See, I have to have my TV on mute because of the sound. Because my computer sort of runs when it records a couple of seconds behind. If I have the volume on, you sort of get a double volume every time. So I have to keep my TV down. And if I can't see the referee, I've got no idea what the count is. So I have to sort of guess. But Travis Banks with the second of these in a row. The package Michinoko driver was enough to get the victory over Shinsuke Nakamura, and that means that Banks is looking pretty good again for a big opportunity sooner or later. We'll have to keep an eye on him because he's definitely done well here, and he's only going to get better as we go along. Like I said, he is scheduled to have a match in a few weeks' time against Hideo Itami. Again, another stiff kicking match, and it's going to be an interesting one to watch. And here is our next match of the evening. I forgot to show you the card, didn't I? It is Finn Balor versus Kota Ibushi. This is going to be a cracking one. Looking forward to this all night. And I feel like it is going to be one that... Oh, bloody Finn Balor's entrance is so bloody long, isn't it? We've already had Nakamura's entrance, which is bloody long. Now we've got Finn Balor's as well. But it's been like some people are in the ring by now. And this guy hasn't even... I haven't even seen him yet. Where is he? Come on, Finn. Show yourself. There's someone else in the steam. Oh, there's a masked man just attacking Finn Balor from behind with a kendo stick. Who the hell's that? Dropping the leg drop on Finn Balor as well. They're completely covered from head to toe in all black. Black mask, black boots, black everything. And he's just demolishing Finn Balor here on the entrance ramp. And is Finn still able to compete in this match? The masked man is slowly walking away. Finn's trying to get back towards him, and both guys just go shoulder to shoulder now on the ramp. And the masked man once again getting the best of Finn, thrown down towards the ring, and Finn can't even stay on his feet now. Finn is really struggling here. Every time he slowly gets back up to his feet, the masked man is just getting him, and Finn now coming face to face, but again he's just caught by this masked man, who just headbutted him right in the chin with that solid, hard mask. And who the hell is this? No match here, obviously. And here's the next one, then a big one. Two big legends of wrestling. A legend of Japanese wrestling, the Great Muta, versus a legend of Lucha Libre in Mr. Rey Mysterio Jr. Let's hope this works, actually. Ray's very hit and miss on this game. A lot of cores don't seem to work properly. They don't have the correct logos when you load them up. It's really, really, really frustrating, to be honest. Hopefully this one works, otherwise it's going to look incredibly stupid on this video. Give me a right pain, actually, yeah. Such a an interesting set of attires, agreement. I like it. I must admit, I love all these weird, wonderful, wacky attires. It's the sort of things that you recognise and remember, isn't it? I do like Mexican and Japanese wrestling for those reasons. It's just a bit more audacious than American wrestlers these days. I mean, like back in the 80s and 90s and so forth, you had your bit more out there characters, but it's not really that case anymore. But in Japan and Mexico, you still do get those interesting characters and over the top attires and that sort of stuff. And I think that's impressive. Just look how quickly he managed to remove that clothing. Yeah, it works. Woo! Yeah, I had some problems with Rey Mysterio Jr. in previous universe modes. It didn't work properly, and it was stupid, really. It's a common issue. It happened on last year's game as well. I don't know why they haven't been able to fix it yet. But when you download a core, for some reason, it just doesn't load the logos of that core for some reason. You end up just a plain core. It looks bloody stupid, to be honest with you. But hey ho. So Great Muta versus Rey Mysterio Jr. A great bit of respect being shown there. A handshake between the two. The referee rings the bell and we are underway. And don't forget, we've still got one more big match for you after this one. Our first opportunity to crown our first Openweight Champion. Goto, Sekimoto, Shibata, and Elgin. Oh. Wow. Has Muta just squashed Mysterio? Has Muta just squashed Mysterio? Bloody hell, it was bloody close, wasn't it? Whew. That was a bit of a surprise. I thought that was going to be a problem. I cannot believe how that just happened. I really thought it was going to be a well squash then. Muta taking Rey up at his shoulder. Rey manages to break free into that reverse DDT. Rey sending Muta into the corner, fighting free, and Rey could have been knocked out this match very early on. Oh. Okay, I was just about to say how he's done fantastically well to turn this match around. Then he drops Anus first onto the ground and gets destroyed by the Great Muta. Wow. Rey, disappointing, to be honest. Shining Wizard early in the match, and Muta's looking incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely destroyed Rey Mysterio here. You know what? Muta could be someone who could actually be a threat in this one, you know. We haven't really considered it too much. Here's Rey here dropping flat on his anus. Boom, completely missing it. And I cannot believe that actually finished him off. I've never seen such... Ray's got to be looked at here because that was awful. I've never seen anyone do that. Literally, he missed. He missed the dive from the top and finished himself up. He must have injured himself. That's the only reason I can give for him staying down after. That's just shocking. That really is shocking. I don't know what to say to you, but either way, the great Muta picks up a valuable victory. And here it is, then the match to crown our first Openweight champion, Elgin, Shibata, Goto, and Sekimoto. Our first chance to see three of these guys. Of course, we've already seen Goto once as he defeated Tomohiro Ishii in a one-on-one match in the last episode? Yeah, the last episode. And now he has a chance to build upon that momentum with walking away with the Openweight Championship, which I think the game has bugged out and we're... Oh. It's alright, I'm just assuming because we didn't get JoJo at the beginning, I'm assuming this match has lost its Openweight Championship matchup. It's frustrating. The game is so bad. It keeps cutting the stuff out and I don't know why they don't fix it. The game's been out for 10 months now. Fix it, you stupid people. God. Well, 2K19 should be out soon, hopefully, and that would hopefully be a fixed version of this game. With new features would be nice. We don't know much about the new game yet, do we? Apart from, obviously, it's going to have a bigger roster because it's going to have to because of the amount of people they've got now in WWE. I feel like there's some more... I feel like Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne will probably be on there this year. And Trent Seven, of course, as well. Of course, Adam Cole and Red Dragon. The Undisputed Era. We've got to get Mike Bennett on this year as well, I suppose. And Maria Kanellis, that'd be nice. Get them in. The War Raiders potentially would be DLC. I hope so, anyway. Although people can generally make good calls of them, to be honest. It's the female roster again in NXT which has taken a beating because the women move much quicker than the men, it seems. You look at the female roster they had for NXT in 2K17 and that was completely out of date within a few months of the game being out. Yeah. Be interesting. Very interesting. I'm just trying to think now off the top of my head who else is going to be in there. Yeah, it was the same 2017 game. The female roster was out of date pretty quick because we had the draft. And I think there was only one woman, I think it was only Asuka maybe, who was still in NXT from that game at that point in time when it came to the end of it. And 2K18 again, we had Emma Moon who moved up. I don't think there's any, at this point in time, I don't think any of the female roster on this game are still in NXT. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay have moved up. Emma Moon's moved up. That's about it, really, wasn't it? Nikki Cross is the only one. Yeah, Nikki Cross is still there. So this time, of course, we're going to get Kairi Sane, Shayna Baszler. I don't know who else they put in there, to be honest. Women-wise, maybe Lacey Evans at a stretch. The weird hair woman, whatever her name is, can't remember her name now. See, I've often said, right, I don't know why they don't talk to WWE. They might do for all I know, but talk to WWE and go, right, we're making the game, we're trying to decide the roster, NXT wise, who do you expect to see progress in the next 12 months? And then use those people. Because, I mean, they don't seem to use the right, like, well, there was rumours last year of Andrade Cien Almas that he requested not to be on the game. I can't understand why he would request not to be in the game, to be honest with you, but I should imagine he'll be on this year's game. Doesn't matter whether he requests it or not. WWE own his image. They own his right. So if they want to put him in the game, they put him in the game. So not quite sure why he wasn't in last year's game. And I dare say he'll definitely be in this year's game, as would Zelina Vega. But yeah, I don't know whether we don't... 2K and Ukes don't do that. Just like ask and say, right, who do you think we should use? So you're going to push the Street Profits in the next 12 months. Let's make sure the Street Profits are on the game. It's those sort of grey areas where you're not quite sure. It looks like they took a few punts this year. Sawyer Fulton being one of them. As well as TM61, who, because of injury, have started to come back into it a little bit more now. But unfortunately for them, the tag team division NXT is pretty stacked at this point in time. It's one of those things that I think they should do. I think with the women's division, like I said, that's definitely an important thing to do, because when Nikki Cross finally does move up to the main roster, which will happen eventually, I'm sure she'll rejoin up with Sanity on SmackDown at some point. Maybe Eric Young versus Almas feud. Maybe Zelina Vega gets involved. Maybe Nikki Cross comes out to even up the numbers. That sort of situation. This always seems to be the way. Is a possibility. And then when Nikki Cross does move up, there's no women on this year's game at all. Candice LeRae should be definitely one of them. That'd be amazing. Candice LeRae could be on next year's game. Oh, I'd be so happy with that. Yeah, Candice LeRae, Kairi Sane, Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai doesn't seem to get a lot of actual action, does she? She seems to get beaten up a lot. I'd love to see Tainara Conte, but I don't know if that's going to be likely either. There was that second group, wasn't there? Liv Morgan was in that second group, but she got moved up to the main roster as well. It was Aliyah. Aliyah was one as well who got a lot of TV time. I don't know if she still does. Like I said, I'm quite far behind my NXT at the moment, so it's difficult to tell. Nice gut bust there by Goto. Of course, don't forget, this will be for our first Openweight Champion. Even if the game decides it's not going to give it to them, I will make sure this is for the championship. I don't know, this never used to happen early on. I know there's a way around it, and I did discuss it with Jay on a messenger recently. There is a way around it, but it's just a bit of a pain to organise. And it would mean you could only do certain championships at certain episodes and this and that. So I want to try to avoid doing that if I can. But yeah, I don't quite understand why it keeps doing this. You could not be serious. See, my favourite in this... Not my favourite to win, but my favourite in this match has got to be Sekimoto. I don't know what it is, I just really like him. And on this game, he seems to be even more amazing. And Shibata's trying to ruin this impressive deadlift Falcon Arrow. I mean, this is Fatal 4-Way Elimination as well, so... Well, hopefully it is. That's what I set it up to be. So essentially, it's not just first pinfall or submission. It is all down to who can survive the longest, essentially. Sekimoto, big headbutt to the back of the head of Goto, to the boot in the spine as well. Shibata just launches Elgin to the outside. Onto the outside he goes, and this gives a chance for Goto and Sekimoto to fight in the middle of the ring. Let's say Goto looked very, very good against Ishii in the last episode. Will he continue that reign of form? If he does, then he will be our first ever rising Openweight Champion. Nice chop there by Goto on Sekimoto. Goto stiff right hand. Drops a leg drop right across the neck of Elgin as well. Shibata taking Elgin up, dropping him in a backdrop, and then Goto just clotheslines Shibata out of his boots as well. And it's really a case of having to keep an eye over your shoulder in this sort of match, because you hit one maneuver and one of the other guys is just going to come and run straight free like a steam train. Shibata with the uppercut on Goto. Now up at his shoulders and looking to drop him. No, Goto slides out the back into reverse DDT. Still no eliminations in this one so far. Still a bit crazy what we're seeing so far here this evening. That match between Mysterio and Muta ending the way it did. Mysterio must have an issue there. There's no reason why he should have stayed down after crashing and burning after that potential, I don't know what he was going for, jumping Hurricanrana or something, I'm not quite sure. And as well, the attack by the Master Man on Finn Balor, the attack of good old Vacant, the screen said. It's obviously not Vacant, it's a Masked Man. Vacant is a fictional character. Referees marking the submission there rather than the pinfall, and both of them managed to break free. Sekimoto given that extra time to recuperate from that big attack by Elgin. Shibata taking Goto down and sending him to the outside of the ring as well, and I don't know why Shibata just broke that submission hold. It seems crazy because, like I said, there's no it is an elimination match. Shibata now boot to the calf of Elgin, then just runs through him with that big boot across the chest, and Shibata looking to drop into the pin. There it is. 1, 2, and 3. And there's our first elimination. Michael Elgin is gone. The only non-Japanese man in this match. It's now Sekimoto versus Goto versus Shibata. I forgot his name there for a second. Goto clubbing blow to the back of Shibata. And it's one of the things I know about the game as well is that everyone's a bit grabby. So when it gets to a triple threat stage like this, it's a little bit annoying because they keep interfering with each other's manoeuvres. It's better when it gets to this situation where you get to a 2 when one's dropped to the outside. Goto and Sekimoto trading blows. Sekimoto sending Goto away. I'm so glad that someone created the Sekimoto because I don't think he's that well known. I think he's a bit more of a dark horse of a Japanese wrestler compared to others. But in our first little incarnation of Carnage we had, he was quite an effective unit. He participated in some of the best matches we've had in SWE to this point in time. And I'm hoping that this Universe mode can be another chance to really prove what he can do. He's got another singles match scheduled in a few weeks' time as well. Against Cassius Ohno. Which should be interesting. Nice roll up there by Shibata, but too close to the ropes, and Goto able to break free with a rope break. Shibata stiff right hand to Goto to folds him in half with a Saito suplex. Sekimoto now bringing Goto back up to his feet in a stiff right hand, getting the back into a German suplex and folding Goto in half. And again, look, they're going to get very grabby. Shibata wants to hit his finisher maneuver by the looks of it, and Sekimoto not giving the chance. If I was Sekimoto, I'd step back and let Shibata hit that. And that sounds disgusting, doesn't it? Boom, and there is the GTS by Shibata. Followed up by the running knee strike. And Sekimoto jumps straight on the pin. 1, 2. No, Goto kicks out. How the earth is Goto kicked out of that? I think Shibata and Sekimoto saw how good Goto was against Ishii a couple of weeks ago and decided that maybe they need to concentrate on taking him down here. Nice takedown here once again. Trying to finish Goto up, and Goto fighting back. Goto taking Shibata up high, and Sekimoto fighting him down. Oh, what a takedown. That was by Sekimoto on Goto. The inverted Death Valley driver. Is this his opportunity? There is the elimination. We're down to our final 2. Sekimoto versus Shibata. Sekimoto now. Oh my god, if Sekimoto won this, I'd be so happy. Be so happy. There's the deadlift. Falcon Arrow. Shibata struggling here. A boot right in the face. Sekimoto, big knee strike on the side of the head. Shibata now taking Goto up. And slams him into the turnbuckle before launching him into the middle of the ring. And now it's Shibata having the opportunity. Nice hip toss. Really high hip toss as well. Dropping him from a not dangerous height as such, but dangerous enough to cause some damage. Shibata sending Sekimoto into the corner now. And taking him up high. This could get dangerous. What a drop kick. A man of that size should not be doing that sort of thing. Oh, backbreaker as well. 1, 2. No, only a 2 count. Sekimoto's looking like he might have this, you know. Sekimoto bringing Shibata back up, but Shibata playing possum. Shibata bringing Sekimoto back up. Big elbow to the top of the head. Nice right hand by Shibata into a big German suplex, middle of the ring. What a sit-out bomb there as well. Sekimoto taking him into that vertical suplex. Sekimoto now running knee strike right in the face. It's so back and forth between these two. I'd love to see just a standard singles match between these two. I mean, we're getting that now, but without the other eliminations that obviously change the energy levels of these two. Sekimoto sending Shibata into the corner. Both these guys so desperate for the victory. And there it is. Oh, deadlift Falcon Arrow once again. Sekimoto getting the back into a backdrop. Sekimoto now taking Shibata. Oh no. Shibata going dead weight, but now Sekimoto does get him up the second time into that quick vertical suplex. Sekimoto bringing Shibata back up. Shibata fighting back. There's a stiff forearm, and yeah, these two are just an absolute brutes. Forces to be reckoned with. Only one of them can walk out of here with the championship, and Shibata locks in that sleeper hold. Sekimoto's so far away from any rope he can get to, and Sekimoto is out. And Katsuyori Shibata is your first ever rising Openweight Champion. Final Fantasy music. So you see here, Shibata had that sleeper hold locked in on Goto as well before Goto managed to break free. Elgin got taken out a while ago, and see, I think Sekimoto and Shibata both worked together taking Goto out for quite some time because they saw how strong Goto was last week against Ishii, and eventually they got down to the two of them. It was a good little alliance, it worked, and Shibata ultimately walks out of here as the brand new Rising Ultimate Openweight Champion. Although the game has decided it doesn't want to do that, and we will give him the belt now anyway, so he can defend it. And we have some interesting matches coming up in the future, which will hopefully lead to this championship being defended pretty soon. Anyway, guys, that's the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do hit a like and of course subscribe if you want to see some more. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for some more SWE Rising. Bye.